In this training, we will be learning about template documents and application settings. We will start with your template documents. Template documents are a repository of various types of document requests, custom forms, and e-signature forms that you set up to be used with any number of borrowers on your pipeline. We'll navigate to our settings, and then to our template docs tab. And here we will see a list of all of the template documents available on your account. It's worth noting that template documents can be organized into categories, and you can manage the categories here in this section using the Manage button. When using categories, this will organize the template documents into various tabs when viewing them in the various document buckets in the document collection portal. You can edit any of these existing categories using the edit icon over here, changing their name. You could also use the trash can icon to remove them, or the add category option here at the bottom to add any more. We'll now navigate back to the template docs tab. In the template docs section, you'll find a list of default template docs that come with new Floify accounts for items we often find borrowers being asked of, like driver's licenses, pay stubs, W-2s, etc. For any of these existing template documents, you can use the Edit Document icon under the Action column to make changes to their name, description, or what category they're found within. You can also use the Archive icon if you wanted to move this template document to the Archive tab for safekeeping for later. For any documents that have preview or sample documents, you can use the eyeball icon to view those, and you can use the down arrow icon to download a copy of that to your desktop. Let's talk about the first type of template document that you can create. We'll navigate to the Add New Doc button here in the top left of this section. Here, you can create a standard template document, and this can include either a document you're wanting your borrower to upload towards your request, like bank statements or pay stubs, or providing your borrower with a document that you want them to acknowledge receipt of. You will enter your document name in this first section, a description of the document request, and I find this to be very helpful so your borrower has an understanding of exactly what you're looking for or what you're providing them. You'll use this drop-down menu to select the category that your template document will live within. And if you have a sample document of what you're requesting, you'll upload that in this section here. This is also where you would upload the document that you want the borrower to acknowledge receipt of if you're choosing that option below. And here is where you select between those two options. The first one will be a document request your borrower's uploading towards. The second one would be your borrower acknowledging receipt of something you are providing them instead. You'll hit submit to save your document, or otherwise cancel to discard your changes. Take a moment now to pause the video and try adding a template document of your own. Let's talk about the next type of template document you can create. That's going to be a template question. Select the Add New Question button in the top left corner of this section. The template question allows you to ask your borrower a question, get an answer, and retain the information within your Floify loan file so it's not getting lost elsewhere in an email inbox or sticky note. You'll give your question a subject, choose the category it'll fall within, and then type your question here in this field and hit submit to save your question. The next type of template document you can create is a custom form. Head over to the Add New Form button in the top left corner of the template document section. A custom form allows you to transpose what would otherwise be a written form into a digital format within Floify for your borrowers to complete. We'll start here on the right side column where you'll give your form a name, a description, and a category for it to live within. Then, here on the left side column is where we'll find our form components. The first three tabs are going to be various types of inputs that you can drag and drop into this box here on the right side column. Once in this box on the right side column, you can click the component to make additional changes to it. The label text is going to sit beside the name. So maybe we want to learn about the borrower's first name. The placeholder text will be grayed out text that sits inside the field until the borrower enters in any information. Maybe we just want to put John here. And then the help text will sit below the input if you need to put in any additional context for what this field is. You can also leave this blank. The checkbox below will make it required, and the borrower must answer this field before submitting the form. And the second checkbox will hide the label if necessary. Hit save to complete these changes. We offer a number of different components, like various text input, date input, checkboxes. We also have radio buttons and multiple checkboxes, as well as a drop-down menu selection and some pre-built drop-down menus for things like choosing a state. We also offer some organizational components to group your inputs or create sections for your inputs. And as you enter inputs into this box, you can also use this rendered tab to see your form broken down into HTML format if you wanted to make any additional changes to it at the coding level. When you're done, select Save to save your template document custom form. The final type of template document that we can create is a Floify eSign doc. But before we can create a Floify eSign doc, we need to create an eSign template. We're going to navigate up to our Settings tabs and go to our eSign tab. Then click the Floify eSign Dashboard button. In the eSign dashboard, we will see a list of existing eSign templates we've created, and we can either continue to edit them with this button or delete them with this option right here. But in this video, we will be creating a new template with this blue button in the top right-hand corner. We'll need to give our template a name, a description, and then we'll browse our computer for the PDF file that we want to upload and build into an eSign template. We'll then use this option at the bottom in this drop-down menu to select the recipients for this particular eSign document, including the borrower, co-borrower, loan officer, or settlement agent, which can be used for additional third parties outside of Floify. I'm going to go ahead and select borrower and loan officer for this particular eSign template, and then I'll hit next. Floify will render your PDF into a digital version, and then using these options on the left side, we will select the recipient for this particular eSign component, and then drag that component or field onto the PDF where we want that to be placed. You can then click the field to make any changes, like who the recipient is for that field, or whether the field is required or not, or if you just need to delete the field. We have options for signatures, initials, automatically populating the date something is signed, and then more general fields like populating a name or a text box, check boxes, drop-down menus, radio buttons, or general notes. I'm going to create a signature and initial field for both my borrower and my loan officer. I'll then hit Save and Close in the top right-hand corner. I now have an eSign template, which I can create a template document out of. I'll navigate back to my settings, to my template docs tab, and scroll down to the template docs section. Here I'll select the Add New Floify eSign doc option. And this is where I will actually give my template document a name, a description. I can choose the category that it's going to live within. And if I have a sample of a completed version of this eSign document, I can upload that here for my borrower to view. I'll then use this drop-down menu to select the appropriate eSign template that this template document is going to be associated with. And then I'll hit submit to save this. Now that we have some template documents created in your repository, let's build some quick packs or predefined needs lists that you can use with your prospective borrowers. We're back here in our settings in the template docs tab, and we're going to go to the quick pack section right here and select manage quick packs. Quick packs are a way to group a bundle of documents together so that you can manually request them from your borrower in a single action. In new default Floify accounts, we will have some existing quick packs, which are organized by loan type and borrower employment type. But you can change these as you see fit with however you want to organize your documents. Over here on the right side, you can use this Edit Quick Pack button to change the name of the Quick Pack or the documents that are going to be within it using these checkboxes. At the bottom, you'll hit save any changes, or cancel to discard. You can also use the trash can icon to delete any existing Quick Packs, or the blue icon in the bottom left-hand corner to add a new Quick Pack to your list. Let's now switch gears and talk about the application settings for your Floify account. We'll remain here in the settings page, but we'll navigate to the Apply Now tab and scroll down to the Apply Now application settings. Select the Edit button. This is where you'll find settings to customize your borrower-facing application. First and foremost, Floify is using the latest version of the ERLA and their MISMO 3.4 data file, making it super easy to export an application into a different system. In addition, we offer Copilot, which allows you to simultaneously work on an application along with your borrower. Your borrower will also have what's called Quick Assist available to them. With the click of a button, they can send you a question or comment, getting help on their application, and you'll receive an email notification with a link that you can use to navigate directly to that borrower's application to the exact spot they are needing help with. We also offer multilingual subtitles. Currently, we offer Spanish subtitles, which are great for exclusively Spanish-speaking borrowers. The remaining settings on this page will focus on the actual questions inside your application. Here you can control including or excluding entire parts of the ERLA application using these checkboxes in the top left-hand corner of each section. And then using the first column's checkboxes, you can include individual questions within your application. The second column of checkboxes will make that question required, and a required question must be answered before your borrower can submit an application. There will also be these blue links beside some questions to show you sub-questions within that question, and you can control them as well. At the end of each part of your application, you can also add custom questions using these blue links. The drop-down menu will allow you to select the question type, like a yes or no question, a short answer, or a series of checkboxes or selections from a drop-down menu. You will type your question here in this box. And then like before, the first checkbox will make the question included, and the second checkbox will make the question required. After saving your question, you will see an ellipses beside it, which you can use to make changes to your question, delete your question, or add custom logic like you see here, where if this question is answered yes, it will fire off an additional yes or no question. At the bottom of this page, click Save to keep any changes you've made to your application settings, or select Cancel to discard those changes. Take a moment now to pause this video and customize your Floify application, adding some custom questions of your own. We'll remain here in the Apply Now tab of our settings, but scroll up to the Apply Now automatic doc requests. We'll take what we've learned about template docs and the application settings and put our knowledge together to create some cool automation for your Floify account. Select the Access button here to see your automatic doc requests. Automatic doc requests are business rules which reference questions on your application, and upon your borrower answering the questions in a particular way, we'll fire off document requests to them automatically. Let's take a look at the components of a business rule, and we'll look at an existing one you might already have on your account. Here under the action column, I'll select the edit button. Here I can change my business rule's name or description. I find the descriptions to be extremely helpful if formatted in if-then statements, so you can at a glance see what they're going to do for you. The conditions are referencing the questions on your application, and you can see here in the field drop-down menu what questions you have available to you to reference. And these can include both built-in questions as well as custom questions that you create yourself, like the question I created about solar panels. The value here on the right side will be the answer to that particular question. You can add more than one condition, but know that these conditions use AND logic, which means condition 1 and condition 2 would have to be met before your actions fire off. The actions themselves are simply new document requests to be added to that borrower's loan file. And you could add any number of these document requests. The value drop-down menu will be the document that you are requesting. And this can include any of the template documents you've created, whether that is a doc request, a document you're sharing to acknowledge, a question, a custom form, or an eSign document. Lastly, the checkbox at the bottom will enable this rule for new applications. So you could always put business rules on pause, but not necessarily delete them if you wanted to keep them for later. Select the Save button at the bottom right to keep any changes you make to your business rule, or the Cancel button to discard those changes. Now take a moment to pause this video and create some business rules of your own to be used on a newly completed application.